I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to be connected to my children. Because like I thought I knew, but the feeling of connection was so much deeper. We are little living beacons that this is possible for other people.
I am so excited to be here today with Kim Auker, who is one of our certified transformational parenting coaches here at the Jai Institute for Parenting. Kim, thank you so much for taking the time to come share your story today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and celebrating my journey with me. I really appreciate it.
So maybe let's just start with where you were before Jai. What was happening in your life that had you looking for something? What was happening?
So before Jai, I had gone through some living transitions, and I ended up living with my parents for a little while with my children. And that brought up so many triggers. And at the same time, I was really passionate about, being the best mother that I could. And I love to research, and I started learning about emotional regulation. And then I had all these triggers come up too. And so I got some support with counseling, and just I realized that the things I was learning to be the best mother for my children that I could was actually transforming my own life. And at the same time, I had been thinking, I would love to create a business where I can be home with my kids and have it, work into my life and support people in some way. So then I was like, oh, well, there's this thing called parent coaching. And
how did you learn about that? I hear that all the time. Like people are like, I didn't even know parent coaching was a thing. Yeah. How did you find out?
Well, it was, I guess it was, I had seen a lot of ads on coaching in general, and then I got a little familiar about what coaching was. And then there were different avenues of, parent support stuff. So I kind of was able to somehow put it together. I don't remember exactly, but I remember I was searching like parent coach, and then Jai came up. And what I found with Jai is that everything that was listed in the curriculum was like pieces of what I had already learned before. And so I knew that like this was the best one because it has the science, the research support, and then the other pieces that I had found transformational for my life. So it's like, oh, this is so perfect.
Well, we are so glad that you found us because you are such a shining beacon of our work in the world. And we just love watching you go and do your thing. What specifically changed in your own relationship with your kids as you went through the certification process?
Yeah, initially, I didn't realize how transformational it would be to go through the certification process, because I was kind of living more in my head and understanding the intellectual pieces. But going through Jai, I remember there were several moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to be connected to my children. Because like I thought I knew, but the level of the feeling of connection was so much deeper. And then working through my own emotions, like continuing to deepen. I remember I created so much more safety with my anger. That was really significant for me. And yeah, just being in that community and having that support, and then working through, what was present as we were going through the program, just really deepened everything, deepened my connection, deepened my love. Yeah.
I love that so much because I feel like often as parents, we know we want something different, or that what we're experiencing isn't quite it. And it's really hard to quantify or qualify or even identify what that mysterious it is. And then we arrive there and we're like, oh, this thing that I wanted is actually possible.
Yeah, totally. And it's funny because it's like, it's such a feeling, Like you can't describe it. It's just this amazing feeling. And I think for me, what it relates to is like this increasing capacity for love, because I was loving myself more, and my increasing capacity for feeling safe in my body so I could really connect more deeply with my kids.
So how did that impact the rest of your life?
It's impacted a lot. So I was going through the same time I was in Jai. It was so significant in my life, because even to join Jai was a huge step in me saying, this is what I'm doing for me, because it's really important to me. And so it, again, at the same time, there was a lot of rockiness in my marriage, and growing as a mother and as a person from my experience in Jai, and then growing in my capacity to really care for my children in a healthy way and see and feel what that looked like. It gave me the strength and the determination to step out of a relationship that was really unhealthy for me. And a lot of, I mean, so much we do for our kids, right? And we do it for ourselves too. But it created that possibility, and really the inner strength that I know I can create a healthier relationship, a healthier family environment for my kids, and even, you know, a future relationship for me that would be an example of what I want my kids to have. Like, I don't want them to settle for something that's not right. So because what I learned through Jai, I knew that I knew how I could support my kids through that turbulent time, and I would be able to do it well.
So what I'm hearing you say is that it really gave you the confidence to follow through on that inner knowing of needing to make this massive change in your life.
Yeah. Confidence is.
Sometimes I think that, I mean, let's just go there and call this out. I think sometimes, really being honest, and I feel myself getting emotional as I say this, is the fear of that happening is what keeps people from doing something like this. That if I transform, if I invest in myself, if I dream of a better future for myself, I might lose my relationship, create separation with my partner. Did you have that fear at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. There was a moment where that fear was definitely present. Not so much at the beginning, because I mean, I couldn't see what would happen, but there was a moment in my learning and in my growth in Jai where I realized that, like, this is not good. This is not healthy.
Yeah.
The who I was being in that relationship was not what I wanted to model for my children. And yeah, there was definitely like, I don't know if I can do this. It means that everything is going to change. So yeah, there was definitely a huge fear, but coming through it on the other side, it's the best decision.
What would the you today have said to that you back then that was scared?
You're a badass. You've got this. Keep going.
Wow.
For your kids and for yourself. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth it.
Oh, I love that so much, Kim. I think a lot of people considering becoming a coach or setting off on their own, being self-employed, wonder if they're really going to be able to make a living doing this, or am I really going to be able to get clients? Am I really going to be able to support myself and my family? And, you know, we here in the home office, our virtual home office, see you doing it. How were you able to take this information, this practice, this knowledge, this community, and turn that into a thriving business?
It was, I think the first thing that I had was a commitment to figure it out, and to the purpose. I mean, I'm really deeply connected with the mission of Jai and the mission of creating healthy families, healthy children, because, you know, my own personal experience and what I want for my kids, and then wanting that for everyone else too. It's just so that commitment to that purpose, and then the commitment to figuring it out, and knowing that I'm not going to settle anymore. You know, I want to follow my purpose, and I want to serve humanity, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. So that's the biggest thing, and to just keep going, keep healing, keep creating awareness, and, you know, clearing out the things that are kind of blocking you,
standing in your way, kind of those
Mhm.
beliefs.
Yeah.
You recently shared a celebration on Facebook. Would you be willing to share that here?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So in the month of March, my huge celebration is that in this month alone, I have created more income than I did all of last year in my business, which is,
Oh my God, my hair is totally standing up on my arms, Kim.
yeah. So this is
Doing parent coaching by being a parenting coach.
being a coach, coaching parents and supporting people. Yeah.
Wow, it's so good. I'm so thrilled for you. I have been in that place where, you know, there's just nothing more powerful than having your back against the wall sometimes, and having no other option than to make it work and figure it out. And of course, we don't want the conditions that sometimes create that circumstance, but it just creates this fierceness of like, watch me do this.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So what do you think, if you had to name, like I hear you speaking to the mindset, and of course I say that 99% of business results are your mindset, your willingness to be uncomfortable, to talk to people, to get out there. On the other side of it, strategically, like what are the actions, you know, if someone's watching this and considering this as a business for themselves, what are the actual actions that you took that allowed you to go turning your yearly income into your monthly income?
The actions, yeah, like you said, 99% is mindset. So at the beginning of the year, actually, I really dove deep into seeing who I was being, you know, my identity, and shifting that into a stronger support. I honestly, like my kids, like I said, they are my drive. And so I wanted to be a better mother. So even working on myself as a better mother, and who I was being with them, what I think and believe about myself, what I think and believe about them. And that just, you know, shifts into who I am as a coach and how I can show up. It helps me be more intuitive, and more authentic. So when I create posts or reach out to people, they can feel that my passion is to serve, and my passion is to love them. And so taking action from that state of being is really the most powerful thing that I've done.
Oh my gosh, I could not have said that better. It's the come from that makes all the difference in the world, and being of service and not trying to get clients or get a sale.
Yeah.
And what I really also love that you said, which is so true, is when you've had this transformation in yourself and witnessed how that changes everything for your kids, it's almost like you can't not go shout from the rooftops, because children are suffering, parents are struggling, and we have the answers.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a different business come from than, you know, I mean, listen, I love my Arbonne products too, but there's just a different relationship to how we're showing up in the world when it's such life-changing work that we get to do, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for sure. And the most exciting thing is that we've done it ourselves. So we are like you said, the living beacons that this is possible for other people. And to know that when we do the work for ourselves, that it supports who and how we support our clients, you know, who we're being and how we support them. Yeah, it's so powerful.
It's everything. Well, one of the things that I love about Jai is we give you this body of work and say, it's yours, mold it, run with it, shift it. How are you divesting of our transformational parenting methodology through your business?
So I have, for parent coaches, so I also support other coaches as well, but so much of what I learned in Jai is like a piece of that. So I actually, for coaching parents, I use the new program that you guys have, the 12-week online modules. And witnessed incredible transformations with that. And there's like years of good stuff in those modules that you can learn once and then just keep going deeper and deeper. But so that's really powerful. And beyond that, like I really value the understanding that you gain of your body and, you know, your nervous system and how you create safety in your body, because it's everything. And understanding a little bit of the science helps you see that it's not your fault. Like, we're just human. That's what we are. This is what happens in your body. And how can you work with that and create something beautiful from that?
So good. So good. Yeah, the information is really useful because then we get out of that shame, blame, guilt cycle. We see ourselves as worthy and deserving and lovable, despite being messy sometimes. And in turn, that gives children or our clients the permission to be messy and human and have feelings and emotions, and the reactivity of the whole frame diminishes. And I do agree with you. I think it opens up our hearts to a whole new experience of love, yes, with our children and in our personal relationships and in our friendships and with our work, and most importantly with ourselves.
Yeah. I love that you said that too, because what I've seen also in the parents that I've coached is this is not just about how you relate with your kids. Like, what you learn impacts every area of your life, and it makes you happier, more loving, more accepting. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think what we're all looking for is a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. And there's no, you know, there's so many hooks into that from our work here. Jai, obviously our relationship with our children gets to be meaningful and fulfilling. And we also get to rest into this idea that the way that we divest of our time and energy and even financial resources is pointed toward a life that we more and more want. Kim, well, where can people find you online if they would like more information?
I am on social media. I'm on Facebook as Kim Auker, and also on Instagram as Kim Auker. And I have a Facebook group, a free Facebook group that everyone is welcome to join.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your work, for your time, for your what the word that's coming through is like colleagueship in this mission that we share here to make the world a better place by helping parents become really the moms and dads they were born to be.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me and for celebrating with me. I love it.
I know.